Hey guys, welcome. This is review video 1 for our mid-unit test, chapter 1 and 12 combo. So let's go ahead and get started now. Some of the questions that are going to be on the test we've seen in warm-ups, so study those. I will not go over those ones again in this video, but these questions are straight from the test. So make sure you write everything that I'm doing, and really just keep close attention, okay? Here we go. We have a picture. In this picture, I see that I have my congruent angles right here. Now, I could have said that this line right here is a bisector of the angle. So if we were to actually label this, say this was A, X, and L, and this was B, I could say XB is a bisector of angle AXL, and that's how I know those two are congruent. I also know that the full angle, and we'll just call this over here P, I guess. We know that AXP right here is a straight angle. It is going to add up to 180 degrees. So I would like to add all three of these up, set them equal to 180. The problem is I have X and Y variables. Okay, so I got to make sure that I'm careful. I'm first going to set these two equal to each other because they're congruent. If I can find X by itself first, then I can find out what those angles are, and then we can go ahead and find what the y equals. So we know that these two, if I add them together, we don't know what they're going to equal, so we don't want to add them. We actually want to go ahead and set them equal to each other because congruent angles means that their measure is going to be congruent. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move over our information over here, 2x minus 16 over here, and we're going to get negative 4 equals 2x, and divide by 2 here. Oop, that's an x, sorry. And we're going to get negative 2 equals x. So we get x equals negative 2. We'll put that over here. Okay. Now, having said that, I can plug negative 2 in here, and I should get the same answer. So negative 2 times negative 2 is going to be negative 4, and then so this is basically going to turn into the value of 8. So these are pretty small angles, so this is actually the value of, well actually let's just do the math here. So we already got that. I need more space because I can't switch the page like you probably can. So when we plug this back in, we're going to get 2, negative 2 plus 12. I wouldn't do it for the other one because they're congruent, so it doesn't matter. So I get negative 4 plus 12, so I'm going to get 8 degrees. Okay, so I know each one of these is 8 degrees. 8 degrees, 8 degrees. Obviously this is not drawn to scale because this doesn't look like these are only 8 degrees. It looks like they're far greater than that. Again, we don't want to necessarily take a picture based upon its scale. Okay. Now, all three of these angles should add up to 180. So that's what we're going to go ahead and deal with. So we get 8 plus 4y minus 2 should add up to 180, okay? And so let's go ahead and do this. We get 8 plus 8 is 16, but then subtract 2, so I'm going to get plus 14 here equals 180. Go ahead and subtract 14. Oh, there it is. Subtract 14 from here. We're going to subtract 14 from 180, so I'll be left with 6, and that's going to be 6 again. There we go. So 166 equals 4y, and then we can divide by 4, okay? And so we'll just do long division real quick. So 4 goes into 16 4 times, and then we're going to get 6. It'll go into that once, and then there we are. Bring down 2 and 0, so it's going to be 41.5. Okay, so we get 41.5. There we are. And with those two numbers, we should get everything to be nice and neat. So again, first step, we set 2 equal to each other so we can solve for x. Then we set all three angles equal to 180. So you got to be very careful. Don't set things that aren't equal to each other, and don't set things that are equal to 180 or 90 if you don't think they are. Make sure you know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Major mistake I saw in the first test. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Whoops, started the wrong program. There we go. A line, a parallel line to, let's move this down a little bit. A line parallel to this line, to y minus 2x equals 20, and goes through 2, 4. Okay, I have a point, so here's a point, so I feel good about that. if I can pull a slope from here, we can use point slope form. So that would be my first step. Y minus 2x equals 20. I'll go ahead and add 2x to both sides, and I get y equals 2x plus 20, and my slope's going to be right here. It's a parallel slope. This is a sign for parallel, so I'm going to have the exact same slope. So the slope that we're going to use here is going to be a slope, I don't know why I wrote it again, but I did, of 2, because it's the exact same. So now I have my slope, I have my point, so now I can use point slope. That's y minus y1 equals x, sorry, not x, oh, there we go, m, and then x minus x1. Alright, so we got our point, this is x1, y1, and we're going to go ahead and plug in. So we get y minus 4 equals 2, x minus 2. Alright, we'll go ahead and distribute that in. So we get 2x, and this is going to be minus 4. And that equals y minus 4. Add the 4 over. And we're left with y equals 2x, because that goes to 0, and that goes to 0. And that's my final answer. So on the test, you're going to have a problem like this where you're going to have to pull the slope out from a given line and realize if it's parallel, it might be perpendicular on the test. You don't know. If it's perpendicular, we're going to take the opposite reciprocal. So like, for example, if it was perpendicular instead of 2, we would get negative 1/2. So it's really important that you guys go ahead and make sure that you do that correctly. So anyways, I guess the bottom line here is that you have to use the slope and the point and point slope form and get it in here. Okay, sound good? All right, cool. Let's go ahead and move to the next question. So just moving this up a little bit, and here we go. Let's get that started. And here we go. Vocab was a big problem we had on our first quiz, so I thought we'd take some time to look at this picture. Now this picture is kind of hard to read, hard to see, but that's not a bad thing. We have our points, so I'm just going to label them B, A, here's R, C, D, E, G, and then F is behind, and F is actually, whoa, he's kind of hidden actually back there. Okay, so first question, how many planes are there? Alright, well, this is not really a cube, this is actually a rectangular prism, which we're going to learn about more. But if I were to count the faces, I would have one face on the right side, one face facing me, one face on the top, and those are the 3 visible faces that I can see. So we have 3 visible faces, and then we have this face down here on the bottom, so can't see that one. We have a face on the left side, we can't see that one, and we have a face away from us. So there's going to be 3 that we can see from this perspective and 3 that we cannot see, which gives us a total of 6 planes. Okay. What's the intersection of plane DEC and plane ABC? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and I'm going to actually mark out DEC for us. Let's use a different color. Okay, so here's D, and so here's DE, and here's DC. So I'm guessing this is the plane right here. Okay, the orange one. So let's do orange for that. That makes more sense. And then let's pick purple for ABC, because we already got red up there. A to B is right here, and then there's C. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And where do they intersect? Well, where does the purple and the orange meet? Okay, they're going to meet right here along this line. And this line right here, which is going to be RC. Planes always intersect at lines. So we're going to say it intersects at RC, and we even put a line on it, just like that. Okay? So there we go. And it says, last but not least, it says 3 lines that intersect point R. Okay, well, again, here's point R. And what are 3 lines that intersect that point? Well, we're going to get AR, hits it, RE, and RC. So all those ones. So we just kind of go ahead and list those out. Those should be hopefully pretty easy. And RC was our answer to the top one. RC, AR, and last but not least, RE. Okay, and there we go. And sorry about not being super neat. So anyways, again, it's very important that you guys go ahead and make sure that you are keeping track of all the information here as far as our vocab, like plane, intersections, and things like that, because they're going to show up. Alright, have a good one. We'll see you guys.